Hello and welcome back to Save the Sitar. Today we are going to cover lesson 3, the Time-Cycle Teentaal. In this lesson, we shall dive into the timing of Pakistani classical music in detail by covering things such as taals or vibhags. Now, don't worry if you don't know about them, since we are going to learn about them in this lesson. We also get to play something far more advanced than our previous 8-matra phrase, so get ready.
Well, last time in episode 2, we learnt about matras and the basics of the rhythmic organization of Pakistani classical music. If you want to refresh your memory, do check out episode 2 and come back, because a good understanding of matras is critical to a good understanding of taals and vibhags. The link for episode 2 is in the description in this episode, so if you need to jog your memory, look at it right now.
Okay, so I will now assume that you have either watched episode 2 or you remember everything perfectly. But now, let's come back to taals and vibhags. First of all, let's look at taals. Well, the pattern outlined by a rhythmic time cycle is called the taal. And I realize that that might not be the best explanation for most of you, but how about we instead think of a taal as a sort of rhythmic beat which leaves room, in fact a lot of room, for improvisation. It tells you where to place more emphasis and less, but it does not tell you everything. For instance, ba, 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 ba is quite different, I believe, than ba, 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 ba. Even though both of them are use 6 bars and in fact use the same syllable too. Also, the characteristic pattern of each taal is seen by the pattern of beat stresses which occur on different vibhags.
You must be wondering, what is a vibhag? Well, a vibhag is a time unit in Pakistani classical music which is used for grouping matras. For instance, in Teentaal, there are 16 matras which are grouped into 4 vibhags, each one of 4 matras. When you perform a composition in Teentaal, it is presented in 2 similar phrases, each of 8 matras. The first phrase is made up of resonant bols like dha or ghe, while the second half is normally made up of non-resonant bols like ta or ke. A resonant bol is any bol with ghe, like dha. This distinction between resonant and non-resonant bols is very important and is a crucial feature of Teentaal. It is also the reason why Teentaal is divided into 4 parts or vibhags. This may seem a bit counterintuitive at times, but you can't do much about it, and it is the way the bols are divided.
Unless, of course, you wish to set up your own tabla playing system and become a musical rebel for life, which is rather improbable. So the third vibhag of Teentaal is importantly different from the others because it has a non-resonant sound, thus it is called the khali or empty vibhag. Musicians normally count a tabla piece by the amount of vibhags in it, not the amount of matras. In compositions in Teentaal, the starting vibhag is called the sam vibhag, while the resonant vibhags are called tali vibhags. Tali is an Urdu verb which means a clap. So tali vibhag literally means vibhag you should clap on or emphasize.
Now we'll show you a composition in Teentaal.
Wait! This may all seem rather confusing and overly theoretical to all of you, but these are essential if you want to play the tabla, or rather play it properly. They will also help quite a bit in discussions with other tabla players, as well as understanding Ustad Karamatullah Khan's booklet.
Cite the composition in Teentaal and clap on the first matras of the sam and tali vibhags, but not on that of the khali one. Dhage, tete, dhage, nage, tu na katta. Take, tete, dhage, nage, tu na katta. And now I'll play it on the tabla. You can see the contrast between the resonant vibhags in the first part and the non-resonant ones in the second part.
This system of alternating resonant and non-resonant bowls is used for many types of tabla compositions like the qaida or the vistar, which we will be learning soon. And by soon, I mean next episode or next to next episode, not 10 lessons later.
Examples of these non-resonant and resonant strokes are ta or na for dha, tin and dhin, and tu or ti for dhi. You may find it hard to remember all of the list in Ustad Karamtullah Khan's book, but only after a few weeks of tabla playing, they will get burnt into your mind. And if they're not, you can always check the booklet.
We may not have learned some of these strokes yet, but it is good to know their substitutes beforehand, as it will be quite useful later on.
So this is it for now. If you enjoyed this lesson, please consider liking and subscribing.
We hope that this video was both useful and enjoyable for you, or at least one of them. We'll be seeing you soon in episode 4, A Beginning Qaida.